All right. Welcome All-Stars, or rather, 2024 PACE NSC top scorers. You see, in previous years, the All-Star Game has taken many forms. Once upon a time, it was a place where the editors dumped their questions too difficult for regular play. Another time, it was straight-up pop culture. And for the last several years, it has been a silly and odd tribute to Quiz Bowl as a whole. So the writers and editors thought a great deal this year and decided we needed to do something different. Instead of a celebration, we decided to turn this packet into a final test to prove if you all are worthy of the title of All-Stars. We have assembled a series of challenges and mental gymnastics to prove if you all have what it takes.
I don't. Low-key.
I believe in you all. Well, we'll have to see. All right. We'll start with some word problems. You may need a pencil and paper for these.
I haven't.
My math finals on Thursday.
Right. Here's your first question.
I've been to a math class since 8th grade, guys.
In recent years, the field of artificial intelligence has witnessed a significant surge in advancements and applications. Remarkably, amidst this tournament's questions, precisely one question has been generated by an AI. For 10 points, can you identify which question was written by AI?
Yes, the one you just read.
The one I just read for 10. There we go. Here's toss-up 2. Vicky is debating between several gifts for Michael, including a fitted purple toga, a copy of the complete writings of Papirius Fabianus, and a box of chocolate denarii. That's because she knows the answer of this question for Michael. For 10 points, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? That is
Every single minute.
good answer. That is for 10 points.
Could we get a buzzer check?
Yes, we can do a buzzer check too, yeah.
Good work, team.
All right, here's toss-up 3. You are piloting a plane going from O'Hare in Chicago to Dulles International outside of DC on your way to the PACE NSC. The plane takes off at 11:43 a.m. Central Time and lands at Dulles at 2:24 p.m. Eastern Time. The plane flies in a straight line, but fights against the wind the whole flight, with the western component of the wind speed at a uniform 20 miles per hour and southern component of 5 miles per hour. Ignoring air resistance, for 10 points, what is the pilot's name?
Gannon.
No.
Bryce.
Yes, for 10.
That's a classic. That's an all-time classic.
All right. Toss up. You are racing. Remember to run in a straight line and run as long as possible. You know that you run at a speed of 10 meters per second. You must run 20 meters before you hear a beep, which will come after 4 seconds. Because your otherworldly school did not organize the event well, you collide with a clone of yourself 5.7 meters in, running the opposite direction at a speed of 5 meters per second. Your clone comes to a standstill after the collision. Ignoring air resistance and frictions in meters per minute, for 10 points, you are running what multi-stage aerobic capacity? I will prompt you.
The fitness gram pacer test.
For 10 points. Yeah, there we go.
I'm carried so hard.
Wait, timeout. Whoa. We have a timeout. What's going on?
Get your head in the game, kids.
Come on. Okay.
Lock in.
It's locked in a clock.
Do it to be neutral to Synesio. Come on. Come on. Toss up 5. Dr. Mukherjee is sick and has diagnosed himself as experiencing 50% pain. Despite this, he's also experiencing 5% pleasure. Other symptoms include 10% luck and 20%...
ACF Nationals?
Oh, no. And 20% skill. Adding these totals to 15% concentrated power of will gives, for 10 points, what percentage of reason to remember the name?
God. 10,000.
It's not 10,000. Well, actually, I forgot to mention at the beginning, we're doing 2 buzzes per team. Yeah. So somebody else on both teams is welcome to buzz. 100% is it. Yeah, there we go. All right, toss up. Little John helped his grandfather hide his treasure and immediately got a house from him. Little John went to space where he can watch Korean dramas on a padded bed. Excited, he opened the door but found the house was only 0.1 square meters, not big enough to support even his grandmother's coffin. For 10 points, Little John expands his house using screws from his aunt and what two materials? Wait, hold on.
Wall in the floor?
No.
Iron and wine.
It is not, no. I believe in you all.
Sticks and stones.
It is not. One last chance over here.
I don't fucking know.
We're looking for galvanized square steel and eco-friendly wood veneers. All right. You know, it's all good. It's all good. Our analysts have studied your answers closely already. It's time to do a different type of test. As soon as you hear a buzz, well, I'll say buzz, press the lap button and immediately clear the buzzer. Note to players. Once I say go, the team that buzzes in closest to 15 seconds after gets the toss-up. I was actually just going to say I can't count, so whoever buzzed first was going to get the point, so I'll give you 20 for that. Very nice. Good. We're going to get into some core academics that we found woefully underasked across the canon.
Oh, no.
Toss up. Krypton provided the standards for a ruler of this type from 1960 to 1983. Charles-Édouard Guillaume won a Nobel Prize in 1920 for his work with a ruler of this type. Talleyrand invited Giovanni Fabbroni to use these types of rulers in Tuscany. An 1866 act legalized these rulers within the borders of the United States and protected them from lawsuits. A ruler of this type was adopted in the Khedivate of Egypt after the expulsion of Napoleon's forces. The last original ruler of this type is laid to rest at 36 Rue Vaugirard in Paris. During the French Revolution, scientific authorities declared that 10 million of these types of rulers would fit from the equator to the pole. For 10 points, name these rulers with approximately 3.3 feet.
Like, meter stick?
A meter stick is it for 10.
I knew it was some measurement thing. Good buzz.
All right, toss up. Trituration of an aprotic solvent is equivalent to doing this technique with 4-part covalent ion titrations. It's not dehydrogenation, but this process will convert any alkene to an E-alkyne via ni-alkane as an intermediate. 11 plus 2 cycloadditions are indistinguishable from 12 plus 1 cycloadditions once they undergo this process. Conservation of mass be damned, this process could theoretically interconvert dichlorine trioxide and trichlorine dioxide.
How about addition?
No.
Fusion.
Nope. Outside chemistry, this process can turn Presbyterians into Britney Spears and equate...
Anagramming.
Yes, anagramming's correct for 10.
Bro.
That's clever.
I low-key forgot what the word for it was. Can't lie.
Toss up.
I knew it was from the start, but I forgot.
It's not specific to microbiology, but Elizabeth Bick is best known for her analysis of this scientific technique with the software Forensically. Theo Baker won a George Polk Award for his reporting on use of this technique, especially by Marc Tessier-Levine.
VAR.
No. Victor Ninov employed this technique in his pioneering...
Lying.
Lying is correct for 20.
NJ Transit. They saved me.
Here's toss-up 11. A 2015 Peter Bradshaw article for The Guardian introduces the idea of some fashionable Shakespearean scholar publishing a paper on how this action occurs to Beatrice in Much Ado About Nothing. Journalist Neil Strauss claimed that this action should be referred to as disqualifying after learning about it from an online boot camp run by a mentalist known as Mystery. Pickup artist Eric von Markovic has gained controversy for popularizing this action.
Gaslighting?
It is not, and I promise you, this happened in playtest, I promise you. has gained controversy for popularizing this action, the inverse of which is known as pausing. This action, which entails emotionally manipulating others by giving backhanded compliments, shares its name with an...
Negging.
Negging is it for 10.
It was.
I read that Wikipedia article. You negged the negging toss. I negged the negging toss.
It's over.
Let's go ahead and do a score check real quick. No, we're not doing... Of course, it's pace. We don't have negs. We're good.
I like our counting.
Sinesio with 30 and Burbs with 80.
Go!
Call.
Oh, check your messenger. Okay, let me see this question.
How many questions are there?
We have a pencil and paper ready question.
Oh, that's just...
You know what? I like that so much, I'm going to give you 10 points.
That's what I was expecting from the moment I saw this. From the moment I saw this.
Here is the question, though. Pencil and paper ready. Fold an origami crane. If you do not know how to do so, start with a square piece of paper.
I know how to do this.
Make a pair of horizontal folds and a pair of diagonal folds.
Let him cook.
Compress the sheet into a square base.
When you need them.
Fold the corners of the square base in such a way to produce a bird base. At this point, I hope I've given you enough info and you're on your own. Anyways, show me your origami crane.
Now?
Wait, no, that's not how you do it.
It flew.
I'm gonna say, no, we need the crane. We need the crane.
Wait, hang on.
I see people working.
I've got a plan here. Here's my crane, guys. Here's my crane.
20 points. There we go.
Thank you.
Toss up. On July 19th, 2022, this politician became mayor of a small town in Michigan before being impeached hours later. Because the New Orleans Saints won Super Bowl 44, this politician ran for parliament on a platform of taxing Cheryl Cole's...
Like Tom Scott?
Tom Scott's it for 20. Toss up. A man of this rank is the main love interest of Lady Madeline Parker in the 2017 novella Tender Wings of Desire. A falling chandelier nearly misses a man of this rank after it's accidentally shot by Wadsworth, an undercover FBI agent. In another timeline, that man of this rank shot a motorist who was his driver during the war. That man of this rank is one of 6 people blackmailed by Bowdoin Black due to his war profiteering. In 2023, the Hampshire Tigers broke a curse named after him.
Colonel.
Colonel's it for 10.
Maybe.
Toss up. A theory that emerged during this scandal pointed to a man's affair with the Marchioness of Cholmondeley. This scandal was sparked when the pattern of a boy's sweater and a woman's hair caused several magazines to declare a Mother's Day photo as AI generated.
The Kate Middleton Photoshop controversy.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Nah, the buzzer race is crazy. The buzzer race.
We were looking for Kate Gate, but I will take that for 10. Toss up. In one story from this myth system, the daughter of Tenacri was captured by a giant after being deceived by a man into losing her kingdom. In this myth system, a substance made of oil, wine, salt, and rosemary and blessed by 8 paternosters is able to cure all wounds. An object in this myth system is made of pure gold and renders its wearer invulnerable. In one story from this myth system, a sage bewitches a group of monsters at a critical moment to rob a hero of his glory. That sage, Friston, is also responsible for the destruction of a wealth of books and knowledge in this myth system. For 10 points, name this myth system that features such magical items as the Balm of Fierabras and the...
The Don Quixote myth system?
I'll take it. It is specifically Don Quixote's imagination.
Okay. I was assuming it would be like
Toss up.
not something that
Canadian
that, like,
filmmaker Sofia Bonanovitz made a 2020 documentary titled The Hardest Working One of These Actors in Showbiz. Melissa McCarthy jokingly suggested one of these actors receive an Oscar for their sneezing performance in the film Can You Ever Forgive Me? Art Carney won Best Actor playing opposite one of these actors in Harry and Tonto. One of these actors who played...
Like a monkey?
It is not, no. One of these actors in Harry and Tonda. One of these actors who played Eartha Kitt's sidekick on the 1960s show Batman was thrown out into the rain towards the end of Breakfast at Tiffany's. In the James Bond film You Only Live Twice, Donald Pleasance held one of these actors very tightly to force him to stay on screen.
A cat.
A cat's it for 10. Actually, no, 20, my bad.
Let's go car, yeah.
All right. Toss-up.
I thought it was a dog.
A supposed letter to David Dodge from the U.S. government concluding, please continue being a great example to society as a whole, attempted to end this policy. A member of AMP who enforces this policy justifies it with the phrase, it just makes sense. This policy was upped from 5% to 10% after a man rushed to prevent this policy upon spotting its enforcer lurking in an open door. To prevent the implementation of this policy, a man barricaded a door to a room with zebra-patterned carpet. In a parody of the song Ecstasy, this policy is referenced between the lyrics, you're so skibbity, and I just want to...
The Phantom Tax.
The Phantom Tax is it.
The New Yorkers are carrying it, John.
Okay, so basically, there was like.
So on that note, I would like to do a TikTok challenge with you all. No. It is a put a finger down challenge. It's such... Okay, I gave it to you before. I'm not going to do that. Essentially, what happens is I will state something, and if you don't relate to it or you don't do it, you have to put a finger down. And so specifically, you will put a finger down on one hand if you don't know the clue. So we need one hand up, one hand on the buzzer. If you do know the clue, put down your buzzer finger. Put a finger down if you don't know a woman who compared this object to something from the Arabian Nights, threw it on the cabinet with a carelessness which indicated no great belief in what good it could do. Put a finger down if you don't know that a man picked up and frantically breathed on this object, causing his wife to open their front door to a quiet and deserted road.
Wait,
You say the answer to what I'm saying.
this is a stupid buzz. Monkey's paw.
It is the monkey's paw for 20.
Of course. That's devious. That's devious.
By playing this question, you have replicated the motion of what cursed wish-granting object?
That's devious.
All right, toss up. It is 2 answers required. These 2 concepts were evoked to justify overruling cases by Elena Kagan in a Supreme Court case about a glove patent. One of these concepts necessarily implied the other in a speech delivered by William Lamb about suspending habeas corpus over post-Napoleonic riots in Britain. The relationship between these 2 concepts is similar to that expressed at the end of the parable of the faithful servant. These 2 concepts, which appear at the end of the introduction to Wikipedia's editing guidelines, are sometimes compared to the legend of the...
Good faith and bad faith?
No. Are sometimes compared to the legend of the sword of Damocles. In a 2002 film, these concepts are evoked when a man confronts his nephew about beating up Flash Thompson. The relationship between these 2 concepts was...
like, great power and responsibility.
Yes! Great power and great responsibility is it. It was just for 10 though. Toss up. A book by Christina Flotman uses good and evil pairs of films in this series to discuss its overall mythical ambiguity. And animatronics and makeup in this series are the best-known products of artist Nick Dudman. A short, bald character in this film series teaches the main character how to make things levitate. The protagonist...
Come on, don't make me. I think it's Harry Potter, but like that's unfortunate.
It is not, no.
Thank God.
The protagonist of this film series, who's naturally skilled at flying, is mentored by a wise-bearded man who eventually fights the villain in a blue and red laser battle. After being gifted a rod-shaped weapon, this film series protagonist unwittingly embarks on a quest to eventually...
Like Star Wars?
Yeah, that's it.
Hey,
So, specifically,
in my defense, that happens.
it was Star Wars or Harry Potter. Reject whichever answer is given first. Here's a toss-up. This composer wrote the insipid burlesque number Bathing Beauty while living in Coney Island. This composer took the place of tenor Ubaldo Pianghi at the premiere of his opera that contains the duet The Point of No Return. It's not Mozart, but this composer wrote an opera about Don Juan that he convinced a company to produce by crashing a masquerade dressed as the Red Death. As described to Meg Geary, this composer gave singing lessons to a girl who calls him her angel of music.
Drake?
No, it is... It is not.
My bad.
This composer lives in an underground lair below the Paris Opera.
Oh, never mind. The Invisible Man.
What do you say?
Invisible Man.
I know.
The Phantom of the Opera.
The Phantom of the Opera is hit for 10.
Well, you shoot your shot. And that's
I think that's my favorite wrong answer of the tournament. All right.
I saw the vision.
We have a single mashup question. This is before and after. That is, the question will weave together clues about two different things, and the answer you're expected to put them together. For instance, a question cluing an artist of sculptures reading Love who runs away from a boulder would have an answer line of Robert Indiana Jones. So I need both of those answers. I cannot prompt on partial answers.
Cool.
All right, toss up. This man had a hunting lodge on the disputed Newport land before he became the vice chair of Conservation International. Grouseland, a historical landmark to this man, was built before he played a role played by William Hurt from 2008 until his death. This man was appointed as ambassador to Gran Colombia under John Quincy Adams before voicing Rooster in The Secret Life of Pets 2. Oh, sorry.
William Henry Harrison Ford.
20.
Devious.
So awesome. We have a final test. And instead of action toss-ups, we thought about it, and we really wanted to put the teams against each other. So we are doing team charades. Here's how it's going to work. I am going to give one team a prompt of something that they need to recreate by posing. And the other team has to guess what they are doing. For the first person, if they go up and the other team guesses correctly what the other team is posing as, they will get 30 points. For two people going up and posing and they guess correctly, it is 20 points. And then for 3 and 4 people, it'll be worth 10 points. Does that make sense? So I could also explain it a bit more when we get into it. So I'm going to turn off my microphone briefly and come up with the teams and give you your first assignments, and then we'll go through those too.
Okay.
There's another minute to think it through. Again, just to reiterate, the team posing, if they're able to get the team guessing to guess correctly on the first person, the team posing will get 30 points. And then so on and so forth. We can do a score check real quick, too.
Sure. For neutral to Senesio, I have 80. For Burbs, 200.
All right, 200. All right, is either team ready to go first? Okay, so again, team neutral to Senesio, you are going to try and guess what they are recreating. And I will also... Ooh. Thank you. I would say, yeah, let's come around, yeah. If needed, we could get players to come up to the front here. Switch chair, yeah. All right. Observe. And I will specifically give the clue for both of you girls that the poses I've given are paintings. Do you have a guess? It is not the death of Socrates. You can add a second person now. Nighthawks is it for 20 points. Very nice. Ooh. All right. Are you all ready for yours? All right. Over the Horatio is correct for 30. Very good job to both teams. All right. I have one more assignment for both of you I'm going to come up and give. All right. Do we need more time to prepare at all? All right. Are you all ready to go first? All right. We're going to have team neutral for go first.
Okay, there you go. Abbey Road.
Oh,
Abbey Road?
Fields.
Yeah, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah.
Abbey Road?
Abbey Road's it for 30. Very nice.
We got this. I got this. No. I know how to hold it.
All right. Then are you all ready?
Whoa, who holds up a W? Is this like an album still?
It's an album? Yeah.
It's this specifically, okay?
Oh, it's just a whole bunch of
Four pens on paper.
pens on paper.
Pen row.
Any guesses?
I know. Still on paper ready.
You all can have another person.
Okay. Oh well.
Oh, it's Weezer's Blue Album. Weezer by Weezer.
Weezer by Weezer's it for 20. All right.
They're all spaced out.
So do you all want to do one more for each? No? We have to go?
Are we behind
Okay.
now? We have to.
We will call the All-Star game there. Everybody stand up. Congratulations and well done to both teams.